Hello and welcome to day 2 of Lifebook's 30-Day Challenge. I'm so glad to have you here with me today. Yesterday we explored having it all in life, which is the whole focus of this 30-day challenge. What having it all means, what having it all looks like, and today we're going to go a little bit deeper into how to do that. But before we do, how about that stop doing exercise that you did yesterday? Was that not one of the most freeing, empowering things that you've ever done? Lifebook members love that exercise and it's so valuable. Your stop doing list is so incredibly important. Not only is it going to make room for this 30-day challenge so that you can do this challenge properly, but it's going to allow you to focus a higher and higher percentage of your time on the truly important things in your life and less of your energy on the meaningless distractions. And that's going to make a big difference in your life. So I hope that you continue to add to that stop doing list all the time. I hope that it grows and grows over the years. The things that you're just not going to do in your life. I know mine has. This is sure to be a very, very powerful tool in your personal development arsenal. Okay, now on to day 2. If our ultimate goal in this 30-day challenge and in life is to create an extraordinary life that works at a high level in every important area, the very first question we got to ask ourselves is, what are the important areas that we need to focus on? Well, at Lifebook, we've been studying this subject for over 25 years. And over the course of that time, we've identified 12 key life categories that absolutely have to be addressed in order for you to have it all, which you're going to find really, really valuable. I'm going to share that list with you now, and I'm going to do it by featuring a short clip from Lifebook's flagship program, which was made over 10 years ago. And this is going to be a rhythm that we're going to use all the way through this 30-day course. We're going to share some of the most profound moments. I've hand-selected them myself. This is the game-changer information, the content from the Lifebook program. And we're going to do it not only to increase the power of this 30-day challenge, but also to familiarize you with our core methodology, because that is going to be what changes your life. So here now is a clip from the original Lifebook program that describes what a Lifebook is and the 12 categories that it's based on. Lifebook is a beautifully illustrated book about your life. Its purpose is simple and powerful: to define in detail exactly what you want your life to be in every single important area. It's a blueprint for your ideal life. It's a workbook, a place to organize your thinking. If you have a life book, you know who you are and you know what you're all about. You know with clarity what you want out of life and why, and you know what you need to do to get it. If you have a life book, you've created an ideal self-concept. That's a lot to wrap your mind around, right? How do we get that done? How do we design a life book? Well, the Lifebook design process is actually very simple. It's not easy, but it's simple. We look deeply at 12 categories of your life, and we ask the same 4 questions in each category. What do I believe? What do I want? Why do I want it? And what do I need to do to get it? Let's take a look at the 12 categories. The first section of your life book is called My Personal Life, and it contains 5 of the 12 categories. Your personal life can be defined as you separate from the rest of the world. The 5 categories in this section don't depend on anyone but you. Most things in life require the cooperation of other people. It takes 2 people to make a good marriage. It takes 2 to make a good friendship. Your career success is dependent on your relationship with your boss or your employees. But the 5 categories in your personal life section, they're all you. Here's what they're called. The first is My Health and Fitness. This category is about your body, inside and out. The second is My Intellectual Life. This category is about your mind. It's about thinking. The third is My Emotional Life. This category is about your feelings, what they are, where they come from, and why they're so important. Next is my character. This category is about your inner nature, who you are as a person, what you're all about as a human being. And lastly, my spiritual life. This category addresses the deep questions. Why am I here? Why do I exist? What's the purpose of my life? Your personal life is about who you are as a human being, your mind, your body, and your spirit. These categories are foundational because everything else in your life is based on them. Your personal life will determine the quality of your relationships, your career success, your financial abundance, everything in your life. The next section of your life book is about your relationships with other people, the most important people in your life. We look at 3 different types of relationships on your life book journey. The first category is called My Love Relationship. This deals with your relationship with your spouse or your life partner. Next, we look at parenting, your relationship with your children. And finally, My Social Life, which is the term that we use to describe your relationship with your friends and your extended family. The quality of your relationships will have a profound impact on your overall quality of life, so we go deep into these issues. You'll define exactly what you want out of each of these relationships. You'll create a clear vision and a strategy to move toward it. The third section of your life book focuses on your business life, and it contains 2 categories. The first is called My Financial Life. This is about money, what it is, how wealth is created, and what we need to do to create financial abundance in our own lives. The second is My Career. This category is about your work. We think about how to take it to the next level, whether you're a stay-at-home mom or a Fortune 500 CEO. As we'll see, the category of finances and career are very, very connected, but they must be thought about separately, and a strategy has to be created for them separately. The fourth section of your life book contains only 1 category. It's called Quality of Life. Now, this is where we focus on the things that you want and the experiences that you want to have in your life, fun and adventure. This is where your dream house lives, your summer cottage, your boats, your cars, your villa by the sea, exotic travel, or whatever it is for you. This is sort of the payoff at the end of the day, the stuff you want, the things you want to be surrounded by, and the experiences that you want to enjoy in your life. The last section of Life Book is called Life Vision. This category is about your future. It's a vivid description of what you want your life to be like 5 years from now. If all your desires came true in every category, what would that look like? Your life vision is ultimately what this program's about because it's what everything else adds up to. These 12 categories make up your life. They're really all you need to think about. And that's exactly what we're going to do on this life book journey. We're going to think about each and every one of them. So that was me 10 years ago describing the most important categories that we need to focus on in order to create a truly extraordinary life for ourselves. Now, what we're going to be doing during this 30-day challenge is we're going to be exploring those categories, exploring profound insights, principles, and most importantly, exercises that we'll be doing in these categories over the next 30 days to really, really move the needle in your life. So now that you're familiar with the 12 categories we're going to be looking at, the next question, if we want to create an extraordinary life that works at a high level in every one of these areas, is how do we get extraordinary? How do we achieve excellence in every one of these areas of our lives simultaneously? Well, here's something most people just don't know. Excellence anywhere in your life comes down to one thing. It comes down to the quality of the decisions that you make every day. That's what determines the life that you have. Now, it's not so much the big decisions as it is the small decisions that will determine every important outcome in your life. Most of the choices and actions that literally control your existence on this planet are small and easy, and that's a little known truth. If you want an amazing life, if you want an awesome, absolutely extraordinary life, if you're serious about having it all, not just thinking about it, not just talking about it, but actually creating it, then one of the most important concepts you could ever understand is this. Those small choices that we just talked about, they accumulate, they add up, and they become really, really big. They may seem small if you take them individually, but when you look at the cumulative effect they have, you realize that these are the decisions that truly and undeniably move the needle in your life. These small daily decisions are the most important choices that you'll make. They control your health. They control your character, your relationships, your career success, your financial abundance. They control everything in your entire life. For instance, do I work out right now? Or do I spend the next hour snacking and watching reality TV? Do I answer my spouse right now, in this moment, with anger or with kindness? Do I write that nasty email, or do I allow myself to cool down first? Do I spend time with my kids right now, or am I going to spend the next 2 hours going over the spreadsheets? Do I buy that purse that I really don't need, or do I put the extra $500 in my investment account this month? These aren't big decisions. These are small decisions, but there's a lot of them. They come every single day. And every life is created by how you make these choices, whether it's a fantastic, fulfilling, successful life where you wake up full of joy and enthusiasm and you just can't wait to get to the day, or a lousy, unfulfilling life of frustration where you dread going to work, you dread seeing your spouse, you dread facing the challenges of the day, or any kind of a life in between. It's the hundreds and thousands of small, pretty easy, and seemingly insignificant decisions that you make every day that will really add up to your life. Now, I'm not taking anything away from the big decisions. The big decisions are important too, but guess what? There aren't very many of them. Which school to go to, which house to buy, which person you're going to marry, which company you're going to work for. You're going to make a handful of these decisions in your entire life. It's the small things that make almost all of the difference. Having it all comes down to the quality of your decisions everywhere in your life on a daily basis, and most of those decisions are small and relatively easy to make. There's not a single thing on the list that we've talked about so far that's like big or overly difficult to do, but it's the cumulative effect that these choices have that will literally control your destiny. So now I want to address what could be seen as a disconnect, and here's what it is. If an incredible, amazing, extraordinary quality of life depends on a bunch of easy little choices, which it does, then why doesn't everyone have an extraordinary quality of life, which almost no one does? Well, that's an excellent question, and here's the answer. Because it's a project of monumental proportions to even identify what small actions you need to take in the first place, let alone keep track of them and take action on them all simultaneously across the board in order to create your extraordinary life. No one single choice is that difficult to execute. What's difficult is to execute all of them at the same time. The width is mind-boggling. And remember, a big lapse anywhere in your life is a failure everywhere in your life. It breaks the chain. And you see this all the time with people. They've got success in one or two areas of their lives, but they're messed up in others. And that's not what we want. We've already covered that. We want excellence everywhere in our life. So you talk to a random person on the street and lay out, the dozens and dozens and dozens of small daily choices that they're going to have to make across every area of their lives in order to have an extraordinary life, and it would be too much. They would immediately check out mentally, because I think it's seemingly impossible for most people to get a handle on that. But at Lifebook, this is what we do. We help you get a handle on it. It's literally our expertise. We help you define what excellence looks like for you in every important area of your life, and then we help you define the small daily choices and actions that add up to excellence in every category. And that's gold, because that's your recipe for creating the highest possible quality of life that you're capable of living. And once you're conscious of what your custom, unique, extraordinary life entails, you just got to start making as many of those little choices right as often as you possibly can. You know, choose those healthy meals regularly. Do your workout every single day. Do your morning affirmation. Do your meditation. Delight your spouse. Really light her up or light him up, whatever it is for you. Just remember, consistency is the key. So you want to be as consistent as you possibly can with these choices. Stay with it, stay diligent, be disciplined, and you know what's going to happen over time? Those behaviors that you're engaged in will become habitual. They will generalize into your life, and over time, you'll integrate that vision for the extraordinary life you want so deeply with what you think, what you say, and what you do that it's going to become second nature, it's going to become your lifestyle, and that's when personal development really takes off. Neale Donald Walsch said, "Every decision you make, every decision, is not a decision about what to do. It's a decision about who you are." When you see this, and when you understand it, everything changes. You begin to see life in a whole new way. So what we're going to do over the course of this 30-day challenge is we're going to help you make a bunch of good little decisions consistently across every important area of your life, and we're going to do a powerful exercise that'll really move the needle in every area of your life as well. Over the next 30 days, we're going to prove to you that you can take control over every aspect of your life. Or more specifically and accurately and importantly, you're going to prove that to yourself. Now, full transparency, perfect honesty, that doesn't mean that you're going to be living your ideal life in a month. You're making millions of dollars a year, having the love of your dreams, being in perfect shape. Remember, we don't bullshit you here at Lifebook. This is a rational, reality-based course. So creating an extraordinary life takes time, and it takes effort, and it takes consistency. That's the deal. If you want to get everything you want out of life, that's the program you're signing up for. At Lifebook, we help people do this for real. And that's a big job for people who are serious about their success. This transformational 30-day challenge has been designed to prove to you that you can actually take control over these areas of your life and move the needle significantly. You can be the cause of the effect that you want everywhere. You're capable of doing this, and you can have a massive effect on the outcomes of your life, and it all starts with this 30-day challenge. And that's going to be worth its weight in gold, because it's the foothold you need to start making powerful progress and getting your momentum going. So let's move on to your exercise for day 2. My mentor, Dr. Nathaniel Branden, used to have a saying, "You can't leave a place you've never been." In order to take your life where you really want it to go, it's critical that you understand your starting point, that you understand where you are today. And that's why at the outset of any Lifebook program, we ask you to take our powerful Introspect assessment to evaluate where you currently are across every important area of your life. Introspect is one of the most powerful and unique lifestyle assessments in the world. It takes about 20 minutes, your results are completely confidential, and it's likely going to be very eye-opening for you because it'll give you a clear picture of the categories that you're doing really well in and the categories that you most need to improve. We'd like you to take this assessment so that you can track your progress over the next 30 days. You're going to take it once now and then again at the end of this challenge so that you can see how you've transformed over a short 30-day period using these fundamental Lifebook tools and strategies. So please take Lifebook's Introspect assessment now.